Yes, you read that title correctly. It has been 1 year since I started jumping on my mountain bike, and today we're going to go over that 1 year of progress and discuss what I've learned, what I experienced, and all those fun trials and tribulations of jumping a bike. And yeah, I'm excited to show you guys, so if you want to learn what I learned and see what I did, then just keep on watching because we're going to dive into it right now. What is it?
Oh, don't even dare.
Oh, that's not.
Larry does it right now.
That's not too bad. I'll fully do that.
Do that? No way.
Yeah, I'll do it right now. So I don't really know anything about it. Yeah, I'm good.
Is that on GoPro?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna hit it. I was about to hit that. That was just pretty cool.
A little bit of background before we dive into the clips. I've been riding for a little bit over a year, and within the first month or two I started jumping my bike and trying to push the capabilities of my own skill set, and I think that's how we've progressed to this point so quickly, or not so quickly. It just depends on how you look at it. I wouldn't really consider myself like a really good rider or jumper or anything, but within a year I was able to hit some of the milestones that I wanted to hit, like the D2 drop at Santos, and I'm looking forward to push those boundaries even further. I remember going to Santos for like the first time and seeing that big step down and gap on the smaller side and being like, wow, I don't think I would ever do that, and I actually did that already, so I'm really excited to see where this sport takes me. But yeah, I'm going to try to share with you as much as I could find in my hard drive. There wasn't clips from the very beginning of my mountain biking career, but I got as much as I could to show you a progression. Now keep in mind I was able to jump pretty quickly into my riding. I just wasn't too scared, and I was able to get by. I'm still, like I said, not great at it, but I'm getting a lot more comfortable and smooth in the air, and that's what I'm really worried about and what's most important to me. So let's roll the clips and talk about what I learned, and we'll just dive into these things and see what happens. So I figured I would start it off with my worst crashes, because let's face it, if you're trying to jump and progress, we're going to crash. And the best way to get around this is to plan out everything properly and not rush anything, like this instance here. This was like one of my first times riding, and this was at Grapefruit Trails. I took a pretty good spill, but luckily I was able to avoid any injury. I just got up and walked away from it. But the best thing to learn from these mistakes is just how to prevent them the next time, but just don't let it discourage you. We are going to fall if we're trying to push our limits. It's just all in progress and trying to get better, and hopefully you have enough skills to get yourself out of trouble and prevent any serious injuries if you're going to fall or slam into a tree like this. You might say that I'm lucky or maybe I'm blessed, but really it just comes down to prevention, and that's what you learn the most out of experiences like this. You just know how to prevent this sort of thing from happening, and it's one of the most important parts of learning how to jump, is knowing whenever you should stop and knowing what is safe. But enough about crashing, let's get into the jumping. This is one of my first clips of mountain biking, and one of the first times I actually rode with a camera, which wasn't long after I got a mountain bike. So you can see my form is quite unruly, and my outfit is just atrocious. I don't know what we were trying to prove back then, but I don't think I would ever wear that again, or maybe I would because it's kind of cool, I don't know. But anyways, the more important part of this clip is my form, could see that I almost just fell here, and I'm very rigid and stiff. At this point in my riding, I wasn't really sure about how to bunny hop properly or what the proper form on a jump with a lip was, and I still don't completely understand the concept, but we're getting better, and we're definitely not at this point anymore, which is good. And here we're at Santos. I'm actually on a different bike now. I quickly upgraded to this Diamondback full suspension. You can see that I'm a little bit more in control, but still not sure on the form with the bunny hop off the lip, and I'm pedaling a lot in between the jumps, which means my form is really out and that I should be focusing more on pumping and body movement. So this was about 3 months into my mountain biking career, and you could see that I'm already hitting bigger features, which is, in my opinion, very important at getting better and progressing, because even though you're not hitting the features correctly, you're still overcoming that fear sensation that eventually you'll have to get over, and if you have experience on something, it's a lot easier to get better on it than having a blockage of fear. So I'm still having trouble with my bunny hop control and when to hit the lips and feel weightless on them, but it's really getting better, and now I'm on my new GT, which I was really excited about. And even though it was a downgrade as far as suspension wise, I still think that I'm learning a lot more of bike control with this hardtail than I was on my Diamondback full suspension. You can see that I'm getting a lot more loose with my bike control and movements, and that's what's most important to me, because I really don't want to feel like a stick in the air. And since I'm getting more comfortable with my bike control, I started to play around with the idea of whips and learning how to move my back wheel a little bit, which I'm still working on now. I actually had to move backwards with it, but I understand the concept and we're moving forward with it. Another huge important part of progressing is going to bigger parks and bigger jumps. At Jonathan Dickinson State Park, which is shown here, they have this pretty cool jump trail called Bunker Hill. There's a lot of different sized jumps there that you could practice on, and at the end there are some pretty sizable tabletops that are pretty friendly to most riders. There isn't a big double in between it, so you're able to progress and feel comfortable on it. I really started to hit bigger features after I went to Alafaya and hit this big kicker at Gravitron. There's this large resi ramp that you hit from a step down, and that really boosted my confidence because I went into it blind without a toe or anything, and I was able to do it, and this lip was one of the biggest lips that I hit. So now that I've done that, I'm pretty confident on most of the stuff that is smaller than that anyways. And now that I'm comfortable with most size jumps, I am really focusing on body movement and perfecting the fundamentals of jumping and getting those bunny hops off the lip really dialed in. So yeah, that was my 1 year of jumping in review, and I hope that you got to learn something and you heard something insightful from this discussion, and you'll take it and use it in your own riding, because that's what's most important here. My riding might not be the same as yours, but you might take something from my experiences and be able to translate it into your own growth and getting better at riding or whatever it is you do. But yeah, let's roll the rest of this tape, and then I'll see you at the conclusion of the video. So that was a wild journey. We've come an entire year with without too many huge injuries or anything like that. I've gotten a lot more comfortable in the air, and I'm just looking forward to riding more and progressing my jumping and my riding. But yeah, I'm excited to see where the future is going with this, and excited to share it with all the friends here and with the people in my life. So I hope that maybe inspired you to get out there and try to progress. Don't forget to get out there and create your own adventure however you can. Spread some positivity. I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, if you're watching this still, to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And share the videos if you can, if you like it. And I'll see you later.